I, I was curious about it years ago, but I kind of
Yeah.
stopped. Yeah. So yeah, that's
Some
good though.
people some people go a little overboard with it and you can just tell it's fake. With other people, you can really tell like they know what they're doing and
Yeah.
it's the rare deal. For me, it's just not for me.
All right. That's cool. That's cool. So he says just had the Nationals Friday.
Yeah.
And did you watch it or did you see it or?
Yeah, I watched some of it. I got to see a lot of it. Um, the girls who won, I'm super proud of them. I was told that I should have won it because I would have came out with my pro card. But once again, it's knowing that I wasn't going to bring the best package. It wasn't worth it for me. So we're going to do North Americans, and we're going to be bringing in a nasty package.
Yeah. Maybe you might win North Americans probably.
Oh yeah, we're going to win North Americans. We're going in confident on this one.
Yeah. And he says, "Do you take peptides? I just started Retrutide and
Retatrutide and looking at BPC. Yes, I'm actually a big advocate for peptides. I'm sponsored by a peptide company that has very, very high grade, very good compounds. I've done Retta myself. Retta works wonders. BPC is really good, but I would recommend pairing it with TB 500 just to get a better effect out of that. It really helps with creating new blood cells and like blood pathways and like the veins and everything and capillaries to pull blood to injuries. So it's going to help you recover quicker, which is really great. Moxie is really good, especially for energy.
mm,
And then like I take glutathione because I'm off everything, which is really good just to detox liver and your kidneys. There's ipramelin or ipramelin. I always have a hard time saying that name. And then CJC, which is really good to help maximize your growth hormone that your body naturally produces instead of taking like GH or HGH. So a lot of people will take the human growth hormone that you spend a lot of money on instead. Ipramelin and CJC will actually help your body's natural production for it. Um, there's NAD plus, which is just really good for overall just detoxing your body and just cellular level and health, which is really great. Tesamorelin is another really good one, especially for fat loss. You can only take that one in short instances.
mm,
GHC is really good. It's the one that typically you'll see people sell the glow peptide, which don't ever buy the glow peptide because once you compound the GHK with other peptides, it actually kills the copper molecule, and so it's not working anymore. So you have to take GHK by itself, and actually, after 30 minutes of injecting anything, you have to inject it on its own so the copper molecule does not get affected, but that's really good for tightening your skin, for overall like joint and just elasticity and collagen production in your hair, everything. It's really good for you.
yes, that's a lot what you said.
I do a lot of peptides. Like I said, I am sponsored by a company. I have a lot of people who will ask me various questions on it, and
Yeah.
like which ones are really good to do for this. If I have these types of blood levels, like what's going to help me get my blood to a healthier level, like what should I do? And so a lot of it, it's doing the research and just being a little bit more educated on it, so you can give people a good understanding of what would help them in their condition or like which ones are going to be good to stack together.
Yeah, peptides. Okay. I didn't really I'm not really familiar with that until, he mentioned that. I ain't gonna lie to you. He also got what else do you eat besides fit butter for the late night cravings? Because that's my weakness.
One of the ones that I used to do personally, I don't do it anymore, but I always recommend my clients to do it. If you have a sweet craving that it's not going away and just like a protein shake's not going to take it away, take some Greek yogurt, 0% fat, with protein base. Pick one of your favorite protein powders and mix it in there and make a really thick like yogurt custard protein dish, which is really good. Another trick to do is to do that same mixture, but buy like the zero sugar whipped cream in the tub, like the Cool Whip. Mix it in that and make little like frozen marshmallow puffs with like Cool Whip and Greek yogurt and protein powder. Super good. You can even like put some of the like little mini chocolate chips in it and stuff like that to add extra flavor, extra sweetness.
And
You
that
can
make your
even
cravings go away like that?
it helps because it's the sugar. Like you'll get that sweet sugary fix without any of the negative side effects, without any like feeling guilty at that point.
What makes Greek yogurt like that the answer to it? Because I'm not gonna lie, that joint is nasty, man. Like
When you add in
what's
the
in it?
protein,
What's in the Greek yogurt for your knowledge, to your knowledge?
there's a lot of probiotics and prebiotics in it. You got to think about it. It's going to be for gut health at that point. And
Okay.
so, Greek yogurt, when you don't get the ones that are flavored or have sugars, like you get the ones that are pretty much like have like 5 grams of sugar, no added because the sugar's coming from the dairy. I always do, I think it's called Fage, whatever it is, Fage, and
Yeah.
like it's a 0% milk fat at that point, so it's all like been processed out. So it is a thick, tart Greek yogurt base, no flavor. It's super tart. I get that one specifically because when you mix the concoction together of protein, you pick a really good protein powder that you like and you mix it in there. It tastes phenomenal. You can even add in some pineapple, add in some honey, add in some cinnamon, all of that together. It's going to be healthy sugars because of healthy carbs. You're going to get some lectin from the pineapple and the bromelain from the pineapple, which is really good for muscle recovery. You're going to get really good probiotics and prebiotics from the Greek yogurt itself. And then you're going to get really good protein levels from the protein isolate that you use to mix into it. So you kind of get all of what you need, and it's a dessert dish.
Okay. Yeah, I probably might take a stab at it. Let you know.
It's good. I did that for a number of years, especially when I was very first into my fitness journey. Because I'm a big back. I love food,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to sacrifice what I'm eating for like to stay healthy. Like I want to eat something. So if I'm going to recreate a dish and make it healthy, you best believe I'm going to make it taste just as savory or just as sweet because I want something I'm going to enjoy. I'm not going to sit there and just eat a damn bowl of lettuce to lose weight. Like no, I'm going to eat something that's going to make me happy. Food brings me joy. And so when I'm eating my food, I want to eat something that I want to keep eating and I want to share it with people. So when I first got into this and I became a nutritionist, that was my goal, was to find ways to recreate the dishes that I love that are unhealthy, but to make them healthier.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, how was the photo session with Sean?
I had to cancel because I was sick. I'm
Yeah.
still sick. He was a sweetheart about it. He really understood. So we got the flights credited. So in the next month or two, when I'm feeling better and I'm ready, and he has the time, we're gonna redo it. So we're looking at probably February or mid January to fly out to do the photo shoot.
Yeah, I seen like one of your recent photos. You looked it nice. Let me see. I wish I could have pulled it up. Yeah. Yeah, I remember I drew you on I drew a picture of you flexing. I liked it that this picture. This was cool.
Yes, I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 this is cool.
Thank you.
And I have a bottle of Anavar that I haven't touched because a competitor said I lost my hair. I don't want to lose my waves, but I'd like to see how the Anavar will pair with the Retta.
Who the hell told you you're gonna lose your hair from Anna?
All these stuff y'all talking about, I do not know. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm like,
Anavar will not make you lose your hair. It's actually probably one of the least side affected ped that you can take. A lot of bodybuilders will straight up tell you they don't even consider it a steroid just because it's one of the least ones. Like honestly, it has the least negative side effects. It is not really hard on your liver. It's one of the
Mm.
safest ones on the liver and kidneys. Now, if you take anything for too long, there will be some negative side effects. If you're taking too much too quickly, of course, there's going to be side effects. That's just with anything you do. But overall, no, Anavar is pretty mild. It's pretty safe. It's great for when you're cutting to retain the hardness and the leanness of your muscle mass. It helps preserve that. So does retatrutide. Retta helps you keep the lean muscle mass as you're cutting so you're not losing your actual muscle. So pairing retatrutide with Anavar is actually going to help you keep your size and have your muscles densify to look harder. So it actually makes you look a lot better. Now, Winnie will make you lose your hair. That's one of the ones that will have a lot of the side effects for women if they're taking too much too long. That and Halo, your hair will fall out. You will start looking bald.
Yeah,
That it's with trend. Like there's other steroids that will make that happen, but Anavar low dose for 12 to 16 weeks, not a lot of issues to do. Just take some milk thistle or some NAC for your liver and your kidneys at that point, and you'll be perfectly fine.
yeah. I see some women bodybuilders. They had a set of hair, but then like later on, they start shaving their head and all that type of stuff. I'm like, wow, okay,
And that's because they do high dosing for long terms. They
yeah,
don't do cycles like they're supposed to. And a lot of bodybuilders, especially when you get all really high up in the industry, a lot of them start taking steroids that they should never have taken because it is detrimental on the woman's hormone system. And
mm,
once you get your hormones completely out of whack, yeah, you're going to go bald.
yeah,
You'll start getting facial hair and you're going to lose your head hair.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that because I was discussing with BC Voice about certain things. Like some of them they kind of look kind of mannish a bit. Then
Yep.
they start having the jaw lines and all that type of
It
stuff.
starts to look more masculine, like their
Yeah,
facial structures just overall are starting to change and they surpass having the Anavar voice. Like they straight have test and trend voice. Like it went down a few too many octaves. And once you go too far down, there's no recovering your voice. Like it's gone. That's how you're always gonna sound.
yeah. What's her name? Hannah Hussein. She talks about taking certain drugs and stuff. I don't know. You ever looked at her channel?
I don't think I have, but I'm really about educating people, especially educating young kids because they'll see it all over social media and they
Yeah,
don't know what they're doing. And so they get bad drugs from people or they get bad advice from people and they're ruining their bodies so young because they don't know what they're doing correctly. And so, like, I have young kids at my gym and they'll come up to me. They're like, 18 to 22 and they're wanting to compete, which I think it's great. Like, yeah, if this is what you're enjoying, try it young, go have fun. But I always tell them, you have no business getting on steroids. You're too young for that. I said, you need to tap in to your body's natural production and tax that out before you start adding anything into your body. I said, bodybuilding is not an overnight thing. It is bodybuilding. You are building your body, which that takes time to do. And my
yeah,
biggest pet peeve is when kids think hopping on a cycle and they start out with doing like a gram of trend, a gram of test, thinking that's the way to do it. And I'm just, you're gonna die young. And
yeah,
you have all these really shitty influencers like that push it on kids that think it's cool. And I'm against that. So I'm all for people who have podcasts and who are very outspoken with educating and just informing people what is a good steroid, what is a bad steroid, how steroids should be used, what are safe doses, what are unsafe doses,
yeah. But
what's not good to pair with each other, what's good to pair with each other. Like I support that fully because people are going to do it no matter what, but at least put the information out there of how to do it correctly.
I don't see too many at bodybuilders. That's I do see some, but not too many. You know, maybe the men, some of the men they'll talk about it, but the women, not that many of you guys talk about it too much.
Hmm. A lot of women don't want to talk about it, and it's because they want to try to claim to be natural. And I'm like, bitch, your voice was a dead giveaway. You're not natural.
Yeah,
You are naturally enhanced,
yeah.
but you are not natural. But a lot of it is the stigma that it's okay for men to use steroids and it's not okay for women. And a lot of it, it's just uneducated people. Even when I was natural, I was accused of using steroids. And so it's kind of like there's no winning for us. We're going to get accused of doing it, and then we're going to get shunned if we are open about doing it.
You competed in the natural?
No, when I
Oh,
had my heart attack, I was natural.
oh,
I had the heart attack completely natural with a bad coach.
okay. I mean, cause I've been to like a natural show. That's what I'm asking you. I've been
No, I
to,
was going to compete in your normal NBC because I had size.
yeah,
So size has never been an issue for me. I've been able to load size on wonderfully my whole life.
yeah,
Hence why I'm not worried about not being on anything because I
mhm,
know it's not going to affect my body's capability of putting size on it because I know how to lift, I know how to eat, I know what's going to grow my body. You don't necessarily need any type of peds to grow if you're doing everything else correctly. Yeah, it's slower. Having peds in your system just helps for quicker recovery and for your body to speed up on a few things, but that's not necessarily what's going to load size on you.
yeah. Hey, wait. Well, let me read the Halo is one that makes you batshit.
That's it.
Oh,
Yep, so does trend.
okay. Then he says the natural female competitor tried to scare me from taking anything. Do you have recommendations on health chip replacements like tortilla chips and salsa? Thank you for all the info.
Actually, what's the brand? I think Quest has like some protein chips out there that are actually pretty decently good. I try to stay away from like any keto products at that point. But if anything, buying the low carb tortillas and cutting them up yourself. If you have an air fryer, bake them in your air fryer. That's one of the best ways because you can make pretty much baked tortilla chips. And then salsa itself, it's not unhealthy. It's a bunch of different herbs and vegetables and peppers. So salsa is actually pretty healthy. It's the ones that you buy that have a lot of like sugars added into it. So I always go for more of like the milder, spicier ones because there's not